pulling out all the stops to get your vote. And one major factor, perhaps the economy, of course, and how to get it back on track. Political contributor Jason Johnson joins me now. Okay, we're going to talk new unemployment numbers. We appreciate you being here. Again, love it when you're back. Department is saying that unemployment dropped to 7.8% last month. That's down from 8.1%. How does this impact the election?
This is huge for Barack Obama because initially he was going to have to sorry for doing so bad in the debate. Now we can talk about I have accomplished what I said I was going to accomplish. This is actually a lower unemployment number than the day he stepped into office. So this is great news for him. Mitt has to sort of reorient things, and it's great news for 114,000 Americans who are working today who weren't working a month ago.
Now it presents a problem for Mitt Romney, though, because Mitt Romney, though, is saying that, well, hey, there are fewer people, in the jobs market. What do you think about that? Look,
that's a bunch of conspiracy theory nonsense. There's a lot of people who have been talking about, well, the unemployment numbers are only good because people are dropping out. Well, you also have people who are retiring. The fact of the matter is, it's always good news when new people are getting employed, and people who are trying to play with the numbers, it's for political reasons. They're not actually going by actual numbers.
Yeah, and a Romney supporter, Jack Welch, tweeted that he thought it was a conspiracy. He even was given a chance to take it back. He's like, I'm not taking it back.
Yeah,
you stand strong on that.
Yeah, that's what I call like Scooby-Doo logic. Somehow these kids figured everything out and no one else could. I mean, come on, look, the jobs numbers are not created by the President of the United States. They're not created by the White House. They're created by the Bureau of Labor, and they have no interest in politics. They just want to see how the country's doing.
So what does the plan of action need to be for each candidate? Let's start first with President Obama. If he wants to win this election, what must he do now?
Well, what Barack Obama is looking for is what's going to happen in the debates next week. Like, Joe Biden is sort of his Steve Nash. He's got to really throw the ball up, beat Paul Ryan, and let Barack Obama dunk in the second debate. He needs to just continue to keep the adventure and the action going. Mitt Romney needs to focus on the fact that now people actually like him, and he needs to sort of increase the level of enthusiasm about himself in the next 31 days.
Yeah, the Big Bird comment did help him in the debate, of course, but then President Obama now saying, well, watch out, Oma, make a run for it. What about Mitt Romney? What does he have to do right now?
Well, look, Mitt Romney's biggest focus right now is to say, hey, look, everybody. I mean, he's still trying to backtrack from the 47%. I think he needs to raise money, but the biggest thing Romney needs to do is he needs to look at early voting. He needs to look at making sure he's not just spending money on the air, but that his ground troops are knocking on doors and saying, look, this is the guy to be president of the United States.
Now, you got to think about all those undecided voters that we were talking about the last time you were on the show. Right. We were saying that they were going to decide the vote. That's what some analysts are saying. Is that still the case post-debate?
No. I don't think there were undecided voters before the debate. No one's undecided. Mitt Romney has been running for president for 5 years. Barack Obama has been president for 4 years. No one is really undecided. People are just deciding how enthusiastic they are. Undecideds out there this year.
And of course, next week we have the vice presidential debate. That's going to happen. Is there anything from, say, the presidential debate this last week that's going to affect this upcoming one?
Well, I think what's most important in this debate is this is going to be more substantive. Usually the vice presidential debate, they're kind of defending who the main candidates are, but the Paul Ryan budget is going to be on full display. Joe Biden did well against Sarah Palin, though that wasn't that hard in 2008. So Paul Ryan's got to both defend himself and defend Mitt Romney. This should be really interesting.
Definitely so. I got to ask you this. Okay, they're the wives in all of this. You know how sometimes the wives seem to play a role in the election. What about in this case?
Well, they play a huge role. Look, everybody loves Michelle Obama, and Ann Romney is very popular amongst certain constituents. I think really Michelle had a big impact on the debate because Barack didn't want to be there. It was their anniversary. But I think they're out campaigning. And the thing is, the wives are incredible surrogates for these candidates. Michelle Obama gets huge crowds. Ann Romney can raise money. And so these women are really critical in this campaign, much more so than even in 2008.
Jason Johnson, always fun to talk to you. Appreciate your insight.
Thanks so much.
A poodle.